Today, guys, hello guys, Fox Racing, welcome back to my channel. It's a Friday afternoon. I've been working throughout like midnight last night, and I did work all the way till now pretty much. And I'm actually at this place called Manhattan. It's called Manhattan Beach, right? Manhattan Beach. It's in Brooklyn, and it's known for a lot of these people that congregate from Eastern Europe, like Russian, Croatia, right? Belarus, and also people from Ukraine. You know, it's all hot women. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of, oh my God. But actually, you know, and there's Manhattan Beach. And then there's a residential place, there's a body of water, and then there's actually the highway, and then there's the beach, the actual beach, you know. But it's a pretty cool place, you know. And then if you go a little west of Manhattan Beach, there's a place called, what do you call it, Brighton Beach also. Where pretty much then when you go past Brighton Beach, it's Coney Island. I'm just gonna give you like sort of geography a little bit to tell you exactly what these places are. Guys, you know, I just wanted to make sure you're okay. I hope your families are doing good. Look, the only reason you know, I'm shooting this video also because I just want to follow up sort of an update to that video that I made yesterday. Well, I didn't make it, but it was just on the news, and like I said, I always not wanted to say things about news, but this is something that we need to talk about, basically, because our life it's on the line here, because basically we don't know our destiny, you know, because you know, our destiny, it's in the hands of these crazy rideshare apps, Uber and Lyft. So this guy that was he was deactivated from Uber. He's probably from Maine. Yeah, Portland, Maine, right? Yeah, because that is actually Oregon, Portland, Oregon. Yeah, he's from Maine, Portland, Maine. And I feel kind of sorry for the fact that they deactivated his account, and I could sympathize with him, honestly, because I could tell from my end, because I've been working since the beginning of this outbreak, and I've never missed a beat, you know. Although I know a lot of guys, most of these drivers at one point, they just sort of, they chickened out, you know. I honestly, with all respect, you know, because obviously I have big respect for all the drivers. But if you guys actually just happen to be scared from all what's going on, you know, I don't blame you. But me, I just never really, nothing really, it's gonna stop me from doing my daily routine, obviously. But I kept working February, like the end of February. That's what we had that first sort of kind of that first outbreak, and then through March and mid-March, you know, things kind of start to go downhill from there. And then at one point, CDC decided to ask us to wear masks all over the place. And then eventually, you know, like I said, me, I've never really refused rides. You know, I've always kept, you know, picking up people even without masks, because it just doesn't make no sense to travel to that destination to pick someone up and to come find out that the person is not wearing a mask, and then you're gonna lose on that, right? You guys, you know, again, I wanted to tell you, because since you guys never were, most of you are out here driving, so you guys have no clue how the app function here on my end, because I'm gonna just upload. I'm not gonna upload. I'm gonna show this actually the cancellations, which is the option where you could cancel when someone doesn't show up or whatever. And that's eventually at one point where Uber decided to actually add that option where it says you could cancel, and it says no mask, no cover mask, no cover, no face cover, or mask, or no mask, you know. And then you cancel. Basically, that's the option. And then once you cancel, there's no way for you to collect, because Uber set that option for you to cancel, and yet you're not going to be able to actually collect your cancellation fee. Unlike if you wait for someone did not show up, then you just have to wait 5 minutes and then cancel, and you get your cancellation fee. And obviously, since because it happened to me twice before, where I had to actually refuse people from getting in my car. And at that point, I was realizing, it doesn't make no sense, and I have to cancel and not being able to collect. And also, if you cancel, when you choose that option, no face cover, no, or mask, when you cancel, definitely, and I'm telling you, you're not going to get cancellation. Period. And obviously, once it's canceled, it does not show on your trip history. So there's no way for you to actually track that trip in order for you to send out like sort of a complaint or feedback to Uber in order for them to reimburse you, because the fact that you went all the way there and your riders weren't wearing masks, so honestly, at that point, I've never really considered refusing people. So I just kept picking up people and stuff like that until today, so I worked every single day. So I just wanted to let you know, guys, that this guy that was canceling ride, I'm sure, because on my end I could tell and I could sympathize with him, and I think one point, he kept going, trying to pick people up. You see, in New York City, we have like quick pickups, 5-10 minutes we get to a person, pick them up, and quick, even if I decide to cancel, then I'm gonna be going to the next trip, but I know you guys, the lower 48, sometimes you have to kind of travel like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, or up to 45 minutes, I've heard, to pick someone up. And imagine like if you had to actually drive 20 minutes and then you get to that destination and yet the person does not have a mask. I mean, it's disappointing, because if you cancel, Uber does not pay you for that cancellation fee, so you'll have to fight for it. You know what I'm saying? So what I think this guy, to my assumption, what I think is that, when he gets to that point where he was going to pick his passengers up, and that for some reason some of his riders weren't wearing masks, since he was not getting paid for that cancellation fee, so what he was doing, basically, instead of selecting that option, no face cover, and cancel, no, he was actually decided to choose the option, which is no rider, no show, riding no show, whatever. And then obviously at that point, that's how he was able to get paid. But obviously he met the wrong, the worst nightmare of some of the passengers probably complain about him, and he never really kind of sort of follow up on his complaint, because he didn't know, obviously, because since someone complains about you, you're not gonna know until you get hit by an email. Like it happened to me the other day. Was driving this dude, had a flat tire. Next thing, I dropped him off, and he called and he said to Uber that I got into an accident, which in fact it wasn't an accident. So basically, even through the video, I don't blame the other dude. One of them that he wanted to be anonymous. He didn't want to actually show his face, because the fact that obviously, he's working, so why would he even go and cancel the rides? And even if he has to show his face and come forward, what the consequences are. Basically, he's gonna get deactivated from Uber for just saying the truth. I mean, if I were him, I wouldn't want to even reveal my identity. So like I said, I just wanted to shoot the video to tell you exactly what might happen with this guy. And obviously he's got too many complaints, obviously from rider, that they wanted to get reimbursed. So I tell you guys, honestly, if you decided to go back to work, make sure, like, if this policy the mask policy continues, I would definitely recommend you guys not to have to deal with if you get to a point where you wanted to pick up your passenger and they're not wearing a mask, just have to deal with them, and then if you cancel, then it's your loss. Don't even try. I mean, if you cancel, I mean, honestly, there's no way for you to actually track that trip in order for you to send an email to Uber. What I would recommend you guys to do is, if you decided to cancel, take screenshot of the trip, the pickup destination, the name of the person, where the pickup was, basically if you actually took it, by the time you get there, and just take screenshot in the beginning, just to have sort of a backup. So if you send an email, try and, if you want to back yourself up, just keep that screenshot just in case if Uber, decided to come up with that nonsense you're canceling. And honestly, I mean, that's what I think more likely happened with this dude, because I know from his video he was working for 2 years with Uber, and he was a diamond driver. And honestly, we all drive here. We're not out here to actually make people miserable. We're just here to render service to get people from A to B, you know. So it's kind of sad, but that's how things are. So guys, that's what I think might transpire here with this guy. Obviously at this point, because he took his story to his local news, and obviously his video went viral. Do you think that Uber were more likely to reactivate this dude? No, I'm sure that they Uber gonna stick to their gun, and the next thing they're gonna do is they're gonna come up with some archives that they had before about him, although it might not be true, because we all have some complaint logged against us, you know what I'm saying? But the only way you could vindicate yourself is by keeping all those records, actually archive all your email with Uber and Lyft, anything that took place. And eventually Uber decided to say, okay, well, we just, because you know how it is, they just send you an email and then you keep going back and forth, and they say, okay, it's a reminder for about our policies and guidelines, whatever, term and service. And then they tell you, okay, whatever. But obviously at that point, I just wanted to keep those emails just in case if I need to actually have a backup. If sometime Uber Lyft wanted to get rid of you. Honestly, I've kept every email that I've from the beginning, when I signed up with Uber Lyft with the welcome email from the beginning. I mean, I keep all those emails. I've never got rid of any of them. So I just want you to guys do this, and basically if you get to a destination there's a problem, just take a screenshot, and if you decide to cancel, and then shoot an email Uber with your screenshot showing whatever the pickup, so they have documentation of that. So Uber, you might cancel, and then it might not show on your trip history, right? About someone doesn't have a mask, but Uber has the more likely they have history of that trip, you know, it's because they have the account of the person that requested the car. So you guys, I just feel bad for this dude, but the guy that wants to stay anonymous, I don't blame him, because it doesn't make no sense to blue haha, because obviously the guy that wants to stay anonymous, he was never deactivated because he was doing the right thing, I think, because he used to go there, pick people up, get his money, and since he's actually surviving, you know, he's making ends meet, and that was his regular job full time. So he's not gonna stop refusing rides. Although the guy that was deactivated from he basically admit that the fact that he does not need this job, you know, that means he just do it for fun and because he likes it. You know what I'm talking about? So since he was deactivated, he has no choice but to go with his story to the news, so he could be able to get reactivated. You know, I'm sure Uber, they're gonna come up with some kind of some archives that they had about him, which basically is not true, because we all get false allegations. But hopefully something will happen. If it's not, then there's a legal action to take. I mean, there's so many ways you could take legal action against Uber, but like I told you, I mean, if you never opt out of your agreement, if you never opt out of your arbitration clause, then there's no way you could actually arbitrate with Uber Lyft one-on-one. So it has to be lawsuit action in order for you to be part of it. So that's why I've always, sometimes, Lyft, they're relentless. They keep actually updating the term of service, and sometimes they update it and you opt out, and they backdate that agreement, so you will have to go back and send out another opt out, so you have to be on top of the obviously, if you wanted to get away with it. But obviously at this point, you have to kind of be smart with these ride shares apps. So, and also, you guys, I wanted to know, because last time because Lyft actually just settled the suit with what do you call it, with the American Disability Act, where they had to pay the Department of Justice like almost $45,000, and they had to settle with also with some of these disabled people that sued Lyft for not being accommodated. You know, because obviously in the lower 48, none of these cars are equipped with actually with the ramps. You know, it's not equipped with for wheelchair accessible. They're not equipped with the ramps. So, and I know for a fact that there's a lot of these cars here in the city. Most of them actually are rideshare cars, and they're equipped with the ramps because some people they wanted to drive them because they get incentives. So, like for instance, Noah drives his car because he gets bonuses, and basically that's why he pretty much preferred to drive the Wave. And honestly, Lyft, they're looking for another lawsuit. Obviously, you know, in New York City, Taxi and Museum Commission has always been pursuing this, and they want to turn all the yellow taxis before even Uber, Lyft. They always force this you know, taxi fleet to equip their cars with accessible ramps, so they could accommodate the American disability people, so disabled people. So American Disability Act, they're gonna actually throw another lawsuit where they're gonna get more money from them next time. And again, you guys, I wanted to mention one of the thing about, you know, like I've heard somebody was talking about you have to be in business to actually drive for Uber, Lyft. We already in business, you know what I'm saying? We independent contractor. We get these 1099s at the end of the year to report our income. They report our income anyway. So you file as a business person, you know, but business license has nothing to do with the license that you could drive with. You know, that's why TNC, they're going to get involved. If AB5 goes through and everything, because I know at this point they're going to litigate for a little bit. You know, the lawyers, they're going to file motions, whatever, and then it's going to drag on for a little bit. But transportation network companies, they going to force all, especially Uber, Lyft, to basically retrain all the drivers, you know, and they're going to force them to actually make sure that they get these accessible vehicles for people for disabled people, basically. But you know, you don't need to go get a business license. You need it for food, for restaurants, for bars. It has nothing to do with driving. That's why in New York City, we go through training first before we get our license to drive a taxi, yellow cabs. And before even now, obviously, if Uber was hiring at this point, which basically Uber, Lyft, they stopped hiring drivers, which basically Taxi and Museum Commission and Mayor's Office, they stopped completely Uber, Lyft from hiring drivers a year and a half ago. That means you cannot get on board with Uber, Lyft. Let's see if Uber is still hiring today, right? In order for you to actually drive for Uber, which is that I repeat this so many times through my videos. Let's see if they were hiring today. So what you have to do, basically, you need to go get your hack license first. First foremost, you need to get that license first in order for you to actually drive for Uber, Lyft. That license, it might take you from 60 to 90 days sometimes, and if you flunk the test, more likely you will have to wait another 6 months to take another test. But honestly, a third grader will pass that test. You know, as long as you know the geography, you know your way around, you know, and you pass the test. And once you pass the test, you have to take that wheel accessible vehicle class, you know, which is something that more likely TNC, they're going to enforce drivers to take for them to actually be licensed to start driving for Uber, Lyft. I mean, honestly, that's pretty much what the transportation network companies, because they some of them, they're active in some of these states and cities like Massachusetts, Nevada, Colorado, and there's another state also in Texas also, yeah. So guys, I just wanted to add these things to my videos. And the guy, you know, he has bad luck. Obviously, I don't blame him because he wasn't getting paid for his cancellation fees. So instead of choosing the option for no face cover mask, which is I have it right here, you could look at it, you know what I'm saying, right there in my screen. you know, it shows you basically the option right there, circled it. That's why I said, you guys, maybe you're talking about something that you don't know exactly what it is, because you have no clue about how the app functioned today, because most of you don't work. So basically I just wanted to add this, and also, you know, it's kind of amazing. Last time I was just bored and I decided to do the video about the chicken man. I mean, honestly, it was done in like 15, not even 10-minute video. You know, I was gonna sort of sat in the car and I was surfing through the you know, the videos, and then you know, the only thing why I relate to Chicken Man, because he reminds me of Randy Savage. You know Randy Savage? I used to watch wrestling back in the days. You know, it was pretty much cool. And he talks exactly like Randy Savage, like Hulk Hogan also. You know, Hulk Hogan's like, yeah, man, let's go, man, let's do this. Yeah. That's crazy. And that's why I kind of relate to you know, once he did the shot up one time with Donnie in his car. So I just went, cut my hair, put the mustache and goatee, and then went like wide open with the rooster and the hen. Guys, I wish you guys you have a nice weekend. I just wanted to shoot the video to tell you exactly what transpired, because I know for a fact that this dude, you know, I mean, imagine you have to drive 20 minutes to get to the point, and you cancel and you don't get charged for it. You know, what would you do? I mean, I would, you know, but this guy, this is what he was more likely got him into trouble, because instead of canceling, choosing no face cover, or mask, so he used to choose no show, you know, and that's no show. Obviously, if you wait 5 minutes, you cancel for no show, you get your cancellation fee. So that's pretty much what it is. And he done it too many times, and probably had so many complaints and he wasn't aware of, and then all of a sudden they shut him down. So let's see what's gonna happen. And I'm sure Uber, they're gonna stick to that deactivation. That's what I think. So you guys comment below, and hopefully I'll talk to you soon. Okay, bye.